Do you ever wonder how this is going to affect your posture as you get older? Or do you ever have neck pain or back pain or sciatic pain like I had when you've been sitting at your sewing machine for a really long time? Well, today I'm going to talk to you about sewing machine ergonomics and good posture at your sewing machine. I've been sewing professionally since about 2008, so I've spent many hours at this sewing machine. And for a long time, I didn't realize that my posture and the way that I was sitting at my sewing machine was not good for me. Now, I'm not an occupational therapist or an expert at ergonomics or proper body position, but I have had a lot of hours at the sewing machine. So today I'm going to share with you my experience with sitting at the sewing machine and the couple different things that I've tried and the way that I have found that is best for me at my sewing machine and what has worked for me to eliminate the sciatic pain that I was getting. And then I'll show you my sewing table. I'll talk to you a little bit about my sewing table and show you how I made my sewing table so that it's height adjustable and so that it now fits me perfectly and has eliminated the sciatic pain that I was having because my table and my chair were both too low for me. So I learned to sew from my mom, and she was a professional seamstress for more than 25 years. She operated a slipcover workroom, and I inherited all of her equipment and all of her supplies, which included her sewing chair. And let me show you her sewing chair. Okay, so this is the chair that my mom used in her sewing room for all those years. It's a vintage Herman Miller chair, and it is rad. I totally love this chair. I would never get rid of it. And I used it I used it until probably 6 months ago. And I've always loved this chair. However, I realized that it was giving me sciatic pain. And the reason for that is because it has this little bit of a dip in the back of the chair here. So when you're sitting in it, my leg, and it might be just because I'm short, but my bottom is in a hole in this chair. And so my leg is not at a 90-degree angle to my hip. It's actually at an acute angle. This is exaggeration, but it's at an acute angle compared to my body. And I didn't realize that that was what was causing the sciatic pain that I was getting. I didn't realize it until I was in the car and basically sort of sitting in the same position in my car with my foot on the gas pedal or the accelerator, the exact same way that I sat here at my sewing machine with my foot on the pedal, on my sewing machine pedal. And so I got that same pain in my lower back and down the back of my leg when I was driving. And so I realized, I think I need to change the way I'm sitting. It took me 17 years to realize it, although I didn't start getting the pain until the last few years. Anyway, and I had been wanting to change my sewing table for a long time. After Hurricane Milton, my previous sewing table got flooded, and it was just a cheapy table that I got for free somewhere. Maybe actually it was my mom's. So I got that table and it was just particle board. So after this sewing room got flooded, the particle board swelled up at the bottom. So I was like, ooh, that's my chance to get a new sewing table. And I always wanted a sewing table that I could raise and lower so that I could raise it up to be the same height as my cutting table, which my cutting table is a little bit higher than normal table height. And I should probably touch on that too. Let me just touch on table height after I finish this up. But I got this sewing table and therefore I needed a taller chair. So that's when this chair came in. Now, this is a chair that I picked up on Facebook Marketplace, and let me show you the benefits of this chair. So for a sewing chair, you definitely need something that has wheels and is able to rotate, because you need to be able to rotate out of your chair easily. And just a kitchen chair with no wheels and no rotation makes it a little bit difficult, because when you're at your sewing machine, you're going to be up and down a lot. So wheels and rotating for sure. Height adjustment is super important. This Herman Miller chair has no height adjustment, so I was always sitting down low and my table was much lower. So a height adjusting chair is really important too. Let me show you this one. So this one is adjustable in height, up and down. And the other thing about this chair is that it is completely flat. And that's an important thing for a sewing chair, is that your chair is totally flat. So you're not sitting in a hole like I was with your feet up. You want to be able to sit squarely in your chair. No arms is actually sort of preferable, but this came with arms and it's fine. So with this chair, I actually sit with it quite high and I don't lean back in my chair. And I just find that it is more comfortable for me to be able to sit upright and not have my bottom against the back of the chair, and that's just personal preference. I find that's better for me. I just find that I'm able to sit up straighter when I'm not leaning back in the chair. Not to mention, it allows my foot to hit the pedal just perfectly. Let me show you how that looks. And I'm sorry, my space is really dirty right now because I've been working. So with my bottom square on the chair, I'm able to sit with my foot squarely on my pedal so that I'm not reaching for it or, doing this. But I keep my pedal basically right underneath, straight down from my knee, so that when I push down, it's just a real gravitational movement of my foot. I'm not having to reach, or basically I don't have to do anything. It's just very naturally almost standing on my pedal. So that makes things a lot easier for me. You just want to have right angles with your foot to your knee, to your leg, to your thigh, and then up your body should all be right angles. So I don't know why it takes so long for me to get smart and actually change things when they need to be changed, but it took a hurricane to get me to change my situation. Even though I had pain and I knew what it was, I don't know why I didn't do anything about it sooner, but I don't know. It's that whole thing of just doing things the way your mom did them, not really knowing why they're done that way. Cutting the end off the ham before roasting it because the pan, that's the way she did it, and it was because the pan was too small for the ham. So now I'm going to show you my table, my sewing table, my sewing machine table, because I showed this table in my video about the weird or unusual things I use in my sewing room, and everybody asks questions about this table. And I bought the table on Facebook Marketplace. It's one of these electric height adjusting tables, and it's actually an IKEA table. And I got it for $50, and I cut a hole in it so that my sewing machine will fit down into it. Let me show you closer. So first of all, the table, when I went to pick it up, I went to the gal's house and we made the arrangements. I finally get over there and turns out that the table was a right hand L shape, and I needed a left hand L shape because obviously my fabric's going to be coming out this side of my machine. So what I had to do was undo the tabletop and flip it over. So this is actually the bottom of the table, which is completely fine. It works. So I, on a work trip, lost my tray thing that went with this machine. And so for a long time, I was sewing without anything. So anyhow, I took this opportunity of getting a new table to go ahead and get a new tray. And what this is actually the tray from a different sewing machine that I never use. And it was much larger. I think it was just a big rectangle, and I cut it out to make it fit this sewing machine. So I used a jigsaw and I cut this shape out to fit my machine and fit inside of the table. So as you can see, I did put a little crack. Yeah, you can see the crack in there. I cracked it while I was cutting it. No big deal. It's not raised or anything. And then I used some tiny little nails here in order to hold the tray up, and it works perfectly. So you can see under the tray, I can change out my bobbin without having to move this tray. And you can see the little, I put these little tiny nails there in order to hold plexiglass up. So that's what I did. Everybody always asks about this clear tray. I love it. My table and my cutting table are all the same height. And I've got all this space over here to the left of my sewing machine that makes big, heavy slip covers and sewing projects really, really easy. And then all my stuff over here. And there's the height adjuster on the table, which I don't ever change it because it's just perfectly in line with my cutting table. Now we'll talk for a minute about cutting table ergonomics. If you are putting together a sewing space and you're going to either buy a table or make a table or shop for a table, your cutting table, it's a good idea to have your cutting table a little bit higher than a normal table height. Normal table height is 30 inches. And also it depends upon your own height, because if you are really short, then a 30-inch dining table might be just perfect. But if you are average height, 5'4" to 5'7", then a little bit taller than 30 inches is ideal. My cutting table is 33 inches and I'm 5'4". So the reason for it is because you kind of want your cutting table to come to your hip bend so that you can lean against your table and reach. When you're reaching, you are actually have the table against your hip bone in order to support you to lean and reach things on your table. If it's too low, then you're not supported when you're leaning and you are gonna have a little bit more back strain. Like I said, I'm not an occupational therapist and I have not studied ergonomics of the workspace, but I have put in many, many hours here at my sewing machine, and this has been just my experience with being at my sewing machine for many hours. So my mom used to say, if you need me, I will be humped over my sewing machine, and that was pretty much legitimately how she was. She sat in that blue chair and she was humped over her sewing machine for so many hours, and she had a pretty bad dowager's hump. But so that's what I'm trying to avoid, is not getting a dowager's hump from being at my sewing machine for so many hours, because I absolutely love being here. This is my favorite place to be. So if you need me, I will not be humped over my sewing machine, but I will be at my sewing machine. So if you want to see that video that I made about the 11 weird or unusual things that I use in my sewing space, check out that video next right here, and I'll see you over there.